I think we are down to our last step. I've done some measuring and it looks like this is a number 5 taper pin. So we'll need to drill a hole and then use our number 5 taper pin reamer to make it tapered. This set that I have is pretty cheapo stuff, but I don't use them very often, so it's okay. The straight flute kind are hand use only and are probably not going to last terribly long, but again, I'm only making a few tapered holes every once in a while. So measuring wasn't too hard, so I just went off the face here to the outside of the pin and then divided the pin by half on the large side of it. So what we'll do is get this over on the milling machine, and then we know from this, the edge of the gear to where the center of the hole needs to be. The other challenge though is how to hold it. So we could just go over there and just crunch it in the vise and it would probably not hurt anything, but there are better ways, and I think we're going to use one that's quick and easy but should give us a good result. I think what makes the most sense, just to do something a little bit better than just grabbing it in the vise and kind of smushing on it, is to just use some aluminum drops here. These are just little pieces I found floating in the bottom of the aluminum rounds drawer. And if I just put one each in 3 spots between gear teeth, we should be able to get the gear held in here nice and tight without putting too much pressure on. Okay. There we go. So we've got it held in there snug. Just tap it with the mallet to try and get it fairly close to in line with the table. And then what I figured would be the easiest way to line it up and make sure that the gear isn't twisted downward or upward was just to use the shaft that's going to go in it, because on the other end here we've got 4 flats to work off of. We've got the Noga on our new magnetic mount, and put the indicator on the end of this shaft here. So this is the drive end of the shaft where you crank to move the tailstock back and forth down the ways. So we are, just a few thou, so that's the high end. So this needs to come up just a bit. Okay, well, there you go. 1 tap got us within about a thou, which is more than enough for what we're trying to do here. Let's crank on the vise a bit, deform the aluminum just a bit. And we'll check again. Yeah, barely any movement. So this isn't going to be that accurate, of course, using this, totally non-precision shaft as a guide, but I think it's going to be better than it would have been if I had just bumped the gear in there, and any increase in precision is a good thing. So we'll get an edge finder in here and find where our hole needs to be. Probably at this point where someone's yelling at their screen, telling me, no, don't do it that way, you're about to ruin the part. And they may be right, and I just don't know any better. Okie dokie. Oh, yay. Look at that. I think we have success. So I'll go ahead and deburr these holes, and then we will be ready to reassemble. All things considered, I think we are going to call this a success. I think the lathe is probably obviously it's in very good shape now, but I think it was in pretty rough shape when whoever restored it got to work. Just based on the fact that the bore that houses this shaft here looks like it's been sleeved and then new bushings put in. And the only way that would really wear out that much is if this lathe had been put through its paces. So the fact that it's still so accurate is a testament to the rebuild, and obviously Monarch using quality materials in the construction of the machine, that it could be rebuilt. But I do think I have underestimated how much work has probably gone into fixing this machine up. But yeah, we've got our holes lined up there pretty well. So go back to the machine, we'll put our little bearing brass piece here, and that'll go on with the housing around this section, and we'll hammer our pin back through there. I'm not exactly sure what the best approach is for lubricant, but I'm wondering if grease isn't a better option compared to oil. So that's what we're gonna go with. If you guys in the comments tell me that's like the worst idea I've ever had, then we can address it. This is obviously not difficult to take apart. So let's go do that. So what we're gonna use is this Mobile Lathe SHC 220. That's what I've got in the cabinet. Good stuff, apparently. Not going to go too crazy. This thing's not going to be hard to come back and lube up again if it starts feeling rough, or if you guys say that I should definitely not use grease, and here's a good reason why. Okay, we'll put our shaft in this end. A nice fit. And then our wear bushing, or whatever you want to call it, followed by our gear. And then we'll need our pin. So let's move around here so you guys can see it and I can see it. Start with a brass punch. See if that'll do enough, just so we don't accidentally mar something. There we go. Could use a longer pen, but it's not the end of the world. I think we can call that a success. So I'm not entirely sure that this swing arm here is in the exact right position. So I think the wear that was in here and then getting re-sleeved, I wonder if they didn't get the bore just a little bit too high this direction. Again, if that's even what happened, if this is not original. It just seems like the gear needs to be down just a touch more. Anyway, I'm being pretty picky here. This is a great fix. It's gonna prevent this thing from slipping like it did on that worn gear, and otherwise be a big improvement to the daily usage of the Monarch. So good times, and I think that's all there is to say about that. Thanks for checking out the channel. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you want to tell me something I could have done better or something you would like to see in the future. Thanks a lot. We'll see you next time.